Hi everyone, so I got such an amazing response to my moon cup video. It was very well received and a lot of you found it really helpful. So I thought it would be a fun video today to just share my general period hacks. So some of these things you might not be trying at the moment, even if you're an adult and you've had a period for a long time. Some of these things I've only started doing in the past couple of years, but they just help make your period like as smooth and happy and relaxed as possible. So I hope some of them help you out. So my number one tip is to track your cycle, and I think anyone and everyone should do this if possible, just because it's so helpful to know about your body. It's so empowering to learn more about your body and equip yourself with that information, particularly if you're ever working with a health professional. If you do struggle with your periods, that information can be so beneficial to share with them. Predict like a window of when your period is likely to come, which is so helpful in itself to know if you have a trip booked at that time and you're going to be away, to just like be prepared in advance. And when I say prepared in advance, I mean making sure you're stocked up on your favourite sanitary products, but also making sure you've probably maybe got some downtime around the first couple of days of your period. You might not make any like big social plans where you're going to be out late at night, or you might just want to like chill and watch Netflix and eat chocolate. So it's always good to know in advance. So my second tip, I had to give a shout out to the Moon Cup again, because my second tip is to consider switching to a menstrual cup if you are a tampon user. I just feel like they're so much more convenient. You only buy one, so this is so great. You can have several if you want to have like one in your gym bag, one at school or work or wherever, and one at home. I personally find they have many benefits outside of a tampon. I find them more comfortable, they hold more, and I just could not go back to using tampons since using a menstrual cup. So if you're traveling, you can just pop one of these in your suitcase and you know you're good to go. And if you want to check out my Moon Cup video, if you haven't seen it, I will link it for you to go and watch, because that is a more in-depth review with pros and cons of the Moon Cup. But my third tip is I always like to keep an emergency stash anywhere and everywhere where you might need it. So again, in your gym bag, at work, at home, at someone else's house if you stay there regularly, literally wherever you stay or go where you could be caught out by a surprise visit. I always think it's great to even just have like one tampon, or I always have like a few pads or panty liners just in case. That is probably my main tip, is to just have a little emergency stash like in each handbag you use, and just obviously make sure that they're with you wherever you go. So my fourth tip is a bit more TMI, but we've all struggled with it, we're all girls here. And my fourth tip is to stock up on big packs of like big black granny pants for your period, just because it's so much more comfortable and convenient if you are wearing pads or panty liners to have like full coverage knickers. It just is better to use pads with and stuff. But even if you don't use pads and you're a tampon user, I've ruined so many like lovely pairs of like lighter knickers or white knickers, which is a definite no-go when you're on your period, and it's just not nice to like throw away a good nice pair of comfy knickers. So stock up on cheap black ones, so even if they do end up staining a little bit after they've had a wash, it's not the end of the world because you won't be able to see it. So my next tip is to do with cramps, and when it comes to cramps, heat is your best friend. So any kind of warm, comforting heat you can get onto your body is going to help soothe that area, the muscles, and really help alleviate cramps, or at least just make you more relaxed and comfortable. I never had one of these until a couple months ago, and now I'm just like, what was I doing with my life on my period before I had a hot water bottle? Because it's such a comfort. I will literally lie on my back, like with my laptop propped up next to me, and just lie this across my stomach when I'm on my first or second day and I've got cramps, and it helps so much having that constant heat. I also love hot baths, and I think a good hot bath like not only helps with cramps but really lifts my mood and relaxes me, and is definitely a great thing to do if you can when you're on your period. So a quick note on food and diet. I'm not gonna give specifics, but I find generally I just like to be well fed throughout, particularly with PMS but also my period, because when you think about it, on your period your body is using up a lot more energy than normal, because it's quite a big process for your body to go through. And of course there's the whole thing with like you're losing more fluid, you're losing more blood, so like your iron levels and things, and you just want to really make sure that you're well fed and your like blood sugar levels are topped up, and you're not going too far between meals or like going hungry. I like to make sure that I have really good meals, and I tend to be more prone to being like lightheaded and obviously, you know, moody and everything, and food will help with that so much. And not only that, but a good balanced diet overall will just make your like hormonal system and your periods happier and healthier in the long run anyway. So it's well worth looking at that as part of your overall self-care. Of course, drinking as well, so staying hydrated. I love lemon and ginger tea or peppermint tea. It's caffeine free, so you can have it in the evening. It's really relaxing, but it will also help with those not great symptoms of your period like cramps, bloating. I really have struggled with in the past, and it just feels really gross down there. You just feel like gassier and just uncomfortable, and those like really hot soothing herbal teas help so much with that. I personally don't like to exercise on the first couple days of my period because, like I said, like I have lower energy. I usually have some sort of like cramping or bloating or something, and I'm just not in the mood for that whatsoever. But if I do feel like doing something, there is an amazing Yoga with Adrian video for cramps and period, and I will link it below. I highly recommend you give it a go. It's so nice. It's basically just really light stretching and yoga poses, and she works with like pillows, so you can grab all your pillows off your bed and you kind of stretch but hug the pillow at the same time, so it's more supportive, it's more of a gentle stretch. You're not like really straining to try and get into those stretch poses. Really help ease the muscles and like all that kind of thing. So that is something that I really enjoy. Some people like to do like a light walk or just some other form of gentle exercise. Can help alleviate cramps and obviously lift your mood. But then I find generally after like day 3 I feel like myself again, so I usually wait to feel like myself again before I hit the gym like hard with an intense workout like I normally would. You don't really want to be pushing your body that much on the day of your period, I don't think. I think it's a good time, you know, it's a one time in the month where it would be more beneficial for sure for you to rest. Obviously when you're on your period, it's a great excuse to look after yourself that little bit more. Take that time for yourself. Turn down that invitation to go out for a meal or go to a club or partying or whatever, and just have a nice like relaxing evening in with yourself. You can run your bath. You can get your favourite like treat, like chocolates or crisps or whatever you like to eat. You can do your little yoga stretches. I love lavender, and lavender is said to be the best essential oil for hormonal balancing and cramps. I love diffusing lavender and putting it in my bath as well, and of course it really lifts my mood and relaxes me, and just all those little things really add up and just make for a much happier, healthier, more relaxed period, and just make everything run a lot smoother. So I really hope you found this video helpful. Share your period hacks below. I look forward to hearing about your top tips. I know there are so many gems out there, and I feel like every woman I speak to has her own like little period hacks and secret tips and tricks that she's learned. So share yours in a comment below. I'm sure everyone would love to read them as well. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. I post 3 videos a week every Wednesday, Friday and Sunday. So I will see you in my next one. Bye.